Alrighty, people, how we living, how we feeling? I am very excited to be back live stream with you guys today. Last week was a shorter week for us. Badaki and I went and had a little hangout with some of our friends. It was nice to see everybody, big old group from when we used to be in college. Everybody has kids now, and it was great to be there. But that's why we didn't stream as much last week. But we are back, ready to go. Bunch of streams planned for this week. I appreciate you guys for being here. Let me know who I'm hanging out with. I see Daniel Macy in the chat, and he says 38 days until kickoff, which is I can't even fathom how close that is. It's insane. Guys, do you know we have football this week? You know we have a football game this week? Yeah, it means nothing, but oh my gosh, things are getting crazy. What's up, Gator in the building? Styles is here. Jamar, what's up? Chuck, Ali, Scribbles, I appreciate y'all for being here with me. Guys, thanks so much for joining the stream. Just a little heads up, okay? There's a lot going on in the NFL right now, but there's also a lot happening on today's stream. First things first, I can tell you guys in literally days, our 2025 draft guide will be available on the Flock site for any members, okay? There's a reason it's not specifically out right now, but in days it will be out and available for you guys, our draft guide. However, today we're going to give away our draft guide. I know it says draft bundle, but our draft guide, we're doing a giveaway today. There are only 2 people in the entire world, who have set their eyes on our version 1 of our draft guide. And you have a chance today to be the 3rd person in the entire world to get early access to our 2025 draft guide. If you want to get access to this, if you want to enter today's giveaway, all you have to do is, number 1, like the stream, and number 2, type LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND. Those 2 things are going to enter you into today's giveaway, where you can potentially get early access to our 2025 draft guide. I appreciate y'all for being here with me. Do a favor for me, smash that like button. And yeah, what is up, Dom? Welcome in. It's good to see you. What's up, Chris? Goose is here. Joshua, we got the whole damn gang in the building. Yes, Dynasty Dude says my birthday week means football's back. Happy birthday. What's up, Sonny? I appreciate that, Jake. Chief Chef Keith says rocking it solo tonight. Yes, I am. Badaki is heading to New York, and he's got some family stuff he's gonna get squared away before he joins us in Austin for the Flock League draft. And speaking of the Flock League draft, guys, is like 2 weeks away now. It's insane. And I absolutely need, and when I say need, I mean I need to get some practice in, because this league is going to mean a lot, as it does every year from now on. But if you guys want to join today's mock draft, first step is to join our Discord, okay? So I will just go ahead and put a little link to our Discord with Nightbot there. Nightbot will tell you how to join our Discord. Once you're in the Discord, under the LAN tab, you will see the mock drafts tab, okay? And this is where, I'll say this is where the link is gonna be sent, all right, for you to join us, right here in the mock drafts tab, all right? So, just so you guys know exactly where you can join, I'll give you guys a second. And just while I wait, I wanted to let you guys know a little update on our follower leagues. If you don't know, you do have a chance to be a part of a community league that we are putting together. It's where, honestly, here's the problem, okay? Let's go back to the main screen for a second. The problem is, so many of you guys watching this say, like, Zach, it's great you're in the Flock League. It's great you have all these leagues with people, and, like, those leagues matter. But I don't have a league that really matters. Like, I want to be a part of a league that, you know, people care about it. There's attention to it. There's a good commissioner. And while we can't be a part of all these leagues, we thought, you know what, let's kind of find a solution to that problem. So we decided to go ahead and run some community leagues. We're going to be live streaming a real draft for a real league once per week starting next week until the NFL season, okay? So every week until the NFL season, we're going to be raffling off spots for our community to be in leagues together in these live leagues. And that link is actually in our Discord, but I'm going to go ahead and paste this link in the chat as well. Now, you can enter to be in this league. The first league is going to be the Philly League on July 31st, which is actually in 2 days. So we're going to be drawing for that league tonight at the end of today's stream, we're going to be drawing for the Philly League tonight. And 12 of you, actually 11 of you, because we have our commissioner who's helping us out. Shout out to Rowan. So 11 of you are going to get into a real league tonight, and we're going to live stream it in 2 days from now. Okay, so very, very important that I just tell you guys the steps on how you can get involved. Okay, so that link in the chat there is the Google form where you can enter. However, keep in mind, you do need to be a annual Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND in order to enter the community leagues. Okay, so like if you go in there and you enter and you're not actually an annual Mother Flocker member, then you're not actually going to get a chance to enter the leagues. But first step is to become a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. If you have not yet signed up, then here is the details. When you become an annual Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND, you get our rookie report, you get our draft guide, of course, you get our weekly and season rankings, all the premium tools on the Flock site, Dynasty Trade Dial, you get a free team review, for like a playbook. Any team that you want to be reviewed on live stream, we'll review it for you. Unlock our all tools and databases on the website, Discord exclusives, and of course, you unlock the ability to be in our follower leagues. So I appreciate everybody who is signing up. So again, first step is to become a member. And then the second step is to fill out that Google form. And we're going to have, we're going to have 11 of you guys join a league tonight at the very end of the stream. Let me know if you guys have any questions about that. But let's go ahead and jump into this mock draft. I'm going to send this link into the Discord here in the mock drafts tab. And that link is being sent out in 3, 2, 1, and all right. Sorry, I'm just getting a couple things sorted on the back end, but man, guys, there is so much news from training camp right now. So let's go through that quickly. We'll talk about things that we think are important, maybe not so important for the others. Cam Scatterbo is getting reps with the first team offense on Monday. A lot of people on our Dynasty channel will know this. I am a big Cam Scatterbo guy. He was a my guy this year in our draft guide. And, you know, the common, comment I saw on our Dynasty channel was that he was a fullback, but he's getting first team reps, and I think he's going to be a problem. All right, I think he's going to be a problem. Sad news. Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle for the Cowboys, went down, tore his ACL. Okay, and that is going to be a big loss for the Cowboys offensive line. They still have a very good offensive line across the board, which is good to know. But ultimately, you can't pretend that it's not a loss for this team. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. Just getting that raffle all set up for you. All right. We also have some news from Jack Besh. Y'all know I'm a Jack Besh guy. So very excited to see him getting some love out of camp. I know, it was all Deontay Thornton, but once you put the pads on, Jack Besh is going to shine. We have Anthony Richardson, who is not out of the running yet for quarterback 1 in Indianapolis. I know everyone wrote him off, a month or so ago, but he is not out of the running to be quarterback 1 in Indianapolis still, so keep a track on that. Jalen Royals, the rookie, another guy I love this year, getting some love at Chiefs camp. Unfortunately, there's so many bodies there. I don't know what role he's going to have when Rice is back. We got Jameson Williams just doing fools up in practice. I mean, the man is impossible to guard. If you guys remember the 2022 draft, if you were following us on the Dynasty channel, my wide receiver 1 in the class was Jameson Williams. And I feel less stupid now. Obviously Garrett Wilson was in that class. Olave was in that class. So I feel less stupid because it looked very stupid for a while, but he's starting to really find his stride, which is great to see. There are reports coming out right now from people saying, Zach, Tyler Guyton's ACL is intact. He has a bone fracture out 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, so that is very important for us to take note of if that's true. Let's just get a... Okay, so yes, so from Adam Schefter, this is breaking news. The ACL is intact. So that's best case scenario. And it's only going to be a 4 to 6 week absence. That's much, much better than we originally anticipated. So thanks for catching that, guys. All right, let's jump into a mock draft. This is going to be a 1 quarterback start 8 PPR. It'll be 30 seconds on the clock. And let's go ahead and get this thing started here. Again, I am trying to do some mock drafts for the Flock League. So I need as much practice as I can possibly get myself. But I appreciate y'all hanging around with me. Let's set a like goal today. Let's see, 100 likes and we'll do a second mock draft altogether. What do you guys think? Is that a realistic goal? All right, let's set the goal at 100. Let's set the goal at 100. If we reach 100 likes, we'll do a second mock draft altogether. If you want to keep the stream going, you want to keep drafting and get some practice in together, help us reach that like goal. Let me make my face way smaller here. That's more reasonable. All right, so in the first 6 picks, wow, we're seeing Jahmyr Gibbs fall to the 107. Did not anticipate that. We are also seeing Bijan and Saquon in the top 3, Jefferson, CD in the top 5. Neighbors goes there at the 108, then Nico Collins. Your boy's on the clock here. I love starting with Amon-Ra St. Brown or a Brian Thomas. I'm going to go Amon-Ra. I actually wanted Brian Thomas there, not going to lie, but St. Brown is not a bad second option there. So Brian Thomas comes off the board at the 111. C-Jax is on the board. I know a lot of people have been waiting, saying, Zach, where's the strategy video? Where's the strategy video? Well, the strategy video just released today. All right, my #1 draft strategy for 2025. I'll paste a link in the chat if you're watching this later. It's already released. It's already out there. I really appreciate the love. You guys already killed the like goal, which is crazy. I think in like the first 5 hours, in the first 3 hours, the like goal was already destroyed. So I appreciate y'all big time for showing some love to that video. As Devon Achane is selected there at the 112. Then CMC, Tiny Goose is up here. What you gonna do, Tiny Goose? Starting with Brian Thomas. And he has another option here. Am I going to be able to execute the strategy I brought in today's video? We'll find out. I think at the back end of the board, it's hard to execute round 3 of that strategy. Jeb says, I don't think you made the strategy name long enough. Yes, my editor was giving me some grief on that as well. All right, perfect. We're going to start with Monra and Genty here at the turn. All right, a lot of you guys dropping comments. I appreciate the love. Again, if you want to enter to be in a giveaway today, we're giving away our 2025 draft guide. There's only 2 people in the world who have set their eyes on this draft guide. You can be the 3rd. All you have to do is like the stream and type land into the YouTube chat. That's as simple as it gets to enter today's giveaway. Powerhouse said, I appreciate the super chat there. He says, who are 3 quarterbacks who are outside the top 5 that could finish #1? Look, full transparency, I think at the quarterback position, it's going to be really difficult for someone not named Josh Allen, Lamar, Daniels, Hurts to finish quarterback 1. It's not the same as different positions. Just the rushing upside that a quarterback can give you, it cannot be under-discussed. It cannot be underrated. I really don't. Like, Jaden Daniels is my guy last year. I don't think there's any rookie quarterback that can do that this year, what Jaden Daniels did. Bo Nix would be a name that would stand out to me. But as far as guys being like really big values, Dak Prescott, Justin Fields, are names I really love, like Bo Nix as well we talked about. I think Kyler Murray, is sneaky there as well. So those are some of my favorite late round quarterback targets. But I do think it's going to be really, really difficult for a non-rushing quarterback to finish quarterback 1. It's just very difficult for that to happen. All right, so in the first round, we have Jacobs going 2-4. I haven't seen him go that high this entire year, so that's interesting. Then we have A.J. Brown, Drake London, Bucky Irving, Jonathan Taylor, Lab McConkey, Tyreek Hill, Brock Bowers, Josh Allen, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Lamar Jackson, as well as Chase Brown, all off the board. Again, Chase Brown being available in the 3rd round is confusing to me, but he keeps being available in the 3rd round, so we should keep taking advantage of that price. Love the start there from, honestly, how is Bowers going at the 212, y'all? Bowers at the 212 is kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie, gang. McBride at the 306 is in. Guys, what are we doing? What are we doing letting these guys fall? My goodness. I mean, I get it, but sometimes, you know, sometimes you have to deviate from the strategy. If you're trying to do the strategy I presented in today's video, you got to deviate sometimes. Sometimes if BPA is there, I mean, you can't be letting Brock Bowers fall to the 212, y'all, just to fulfill a strategy. That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. Trey McBride to the 306 is probably crazier. As Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall come off the board, Fritz says, I wanted to do your strat. Here's a problem, guys. If everyone's trying to do the strat I presented in today's video, it's going to be helpful to do that strat in your home leagues. It's going to be much, much more difficult to accomplish it in this format where we are all having the same exact thoughts. So I'm going to grab Devontae Adams there at the 310. Just think about that. You know what I mean? If we're all watching my video and coming to the mock draft together and trying to do the same strategy, it's going to be tough. But that strategy is going to be more useful in your home leagues, right? Where people don't know about me probably. And you can, you know, your typical drafts where everyone has their own opinions. It's going to be harder to pull it off when everyone has the same idea. And ultimately, strategy should be determined by the draft board and how players are drafting, right? So, Styles says, looks like everyone watched the video. I agree. I like the #1 overall pick. I agree, Mike. The Gruden edit was funny in that. Trying to keep up with all of you guys here. Thanks for showing some love. Hit the like button. We got a like goal of, was it 100? I think it is, which is awesome. Ryan says, I was in person at Commander's Camp yesterday. I've got to say, for what it matters, Eckler and B-Rob both looked very, very sharp. You love to see it. What's up, Daniel? Welcome in. What's up, Stud in the building? Robert's here. Jake is here. Tiny Goose is here. Gator's here. So I appreciate everybody here showing some love. Half the board's trying to use the strategy. Yes. So we're going to grab Kittle here, I think. Yeah. We'll grab Kittle here at the 403. Obviously, I want to execute my strategy, but it looks more and more impossible at this point. But I appreciate everybody for being here, guys. Thanks so much for showing some love. As Hampton goes at the 406, I was considering Hampton there at the 403, but I just feel like Kittle, I feel like, look, like getting Kittle at the 403 when McBride goes at the 306 doesn't feel great. But honestly, I feel like Kittle should be a third-round pick. So I do feel pretty good about getting him there in the 4th round. And if you guys want to know about the strategy we're going with this year, check out the video I just released today. It's going to be very, very helpful. All right, so Hampton comes off the board, then Rice, then Ken Walker as well. Chris says, got starved of wide receiver because everyone wants to do your strategy. Daniel says, for your strategy video, you're at the end of elite tier and Gibbs is there. Presume you take him over the next tier of wide. Yeah, I mean, guys, you know, that's why I was so specific to add caveats there in that video. Like, I think it's the time code 725. But I was very specific to add caveats to say, like, look, there's no point in following a strategy if the best player available doesn't fit the strategy. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to follow my my anchor wide receiver double RB strat, but in round 2 or round 1, the clear best player available is a different position, it doesn't make sense following the strategy just to say you did it, right? Like, the strategy is supposed to be, you know, how does your league draft? And ultimately, you know, you want to allow yourself to kind of chase a strategy, but not if it doesn't make sense. Like, if you're in the 3rd round and you want to, you know, you want a running back, but the best running back available is Chuba Hubbard in the 3rd round, but in the best wide receivers available is JSN, then no, we're not going to go running back in round 3. You know what I mean? Even here, I felt like Adams was the most valuable name on the board. So you know, you got to stay water a little bit. And in the top 6, for example, like I think maybe Team 6 wanted to try my strategy here, but I do think Gibbs is a part of a tier that Puka isn't in right now. I do think he's in that top 6 tier. So like in that example, you might not be able to follow the strategy exactly to a T. You got to stay a little bit water there. Ryan says, TJ Hawkinson finishing top 3, book it. I would love, love, love to see that. We all love, we all want to see TJ Hawkinson do well, I assume. Appreciate y'all being here. Let's get an update on the like goal. We are currently at 70 likes almost, which is incredible. I appreciate y'all showing some love. If you want to see a second mock draft today, smash that like button. We got a like goal of 100. If we reach it, we'll do a second mock draft. And by the way, you might as well go ahead and type LAND into the chat, LAND. If you do, you're going to be entered in today's giveaway for our 2025 draft guide. Only 2 people in the world have gotten their eyes on our draft guide. So if you want to enter today's giveaway for our draft guide, simply like the stream and type LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND. That's as simple as it gets. We'll do that giveaway later today. And, you know, I want to apologize because I made an oopsie. We're not going to be doing the raffle for the league, the community leagues today. That will be tomorrow. I apologize. So tomorrow we will be raffling off those spots for the very first league. The very first league that you can be a part of, the Philly League, which is going to be live streamed July 31st. So in a couple days here. So you still have some time to get involved. We are hosting leagues. We're live streaming the leagues. And again, if you want to be a part of them, the first step is to become a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. And the second step is to fill out the form in the Discord, which I can link in the chat there for you. So yeah, definitely DM me if you guys have any questions whatsoever. I'm on the board here. And every time George Pickens is available, I just can't stop drafting him. So we're going to go George Pickens there at the 5'10". I have an obsession with George Pickens this year. I just can't see him failing in that offense, barring injury. I really, really think it's going to be a special year for him in Dallas, man. What's up, Christian? Yeah, we'll get into some rabbits later on for sure. Definitely a part of the plan for today's stream. That's right, WG. Everybody's got a plan until the draft punches you in the mouth. That's exactly right. We could get to some playbooks tonight. A little bit TBC on that. We'll definitely do some tomorrow because I have a stream planned on the Dynasty channel tomorrow. So if not tonight, 100% we'll do it tomorrow. Damn. I should have gone Henderson in round 5. I was just lining him up for round 6. Sheesh. I'm not going to lie. That's disappointing. There's really not a running back I like anymore on the board. Do we just focus? Maybe we just focus on our flex before we figure out running back. I'm not obsessed with any of these running backs. Don't want to be left in no man's land either. Jeez, this is gross. Oh, okay. If this was a real league, I'd probably just say fuck it and take Swift in that offense. Oh, that's disgusting. That's the first pick I don't really like. Dom says, haven't drafted the 1 spot yet. Didn't know if I should have went for 2 running backs or not. No, I like, I mean, you can't leave Jamar Chase on the board, right? And Bowers was a huge value. You can make an argument if you want to go quarterback early or not, but I liked those first 3 picks a lot. Chris says, me and my 4 running backs are coming for the chip. They're at the 12 spot. I did feel like Henderson had a chance to come back because you already had so many running backs, but I read the board wrong, unfortunately. I'll be honest, the Joe Mixon situation, we could all just look like fools letting him fall to the 6th round. Like, if Joe Mixon is ready to go week 1 and like he just comes out and he's the dude and what's likely true is Chubb is just washed, we could all look like absolute fools for letting him fall to the 6th round. I'm not going to lie to you. It's one of those things that definitely concern me. Fritz says I was definitely doing the strat, no lie. You guys are funny. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the video. Honestly, I spent way too much time in that video, so it's good to see the feedback from you guys is positive. So yeah. But again, I appreciate y'all big time for being here with me. As Calvin Ridley comes off the board at the 608. We do have some questions on the Flock site we should get to. So let me get to those. We have a trade question here from Dynasty Ty. And by the way, if you guys ever want to submit a question, I'll have Nightbot kind of put a link out there where you can ask a question on the Flock site to us, and we'll show it on stream. But he says, I think saying yes would hurt my running back too much. I've already looked at this one offline. And let me remind myself what I told him offline. Because I feel like we already talked about this. But in a Dynasty Superflex 12-team start 12, big lineup, he's looking at sending away Mixon and Giddens for Ayuk in the third. And I said I would prefer to keep Mixon here, given the weakness of his running back room. But it's pretty fair value if he wants to go Ayuk there. Two guys who are dealing with an injury. When you look at his team specifically, he doesn't have a lot of running back depth outside of Mixon, so if he loses Mixon, I'm a little bit concerned there. But I think this is about as even as a trade in Dynasty as you can find. We had another question here from Commander's Burger, which we'll get to in a second. Just want to make sure I read the board here. As Ridley went at the 608, then Mark at the 6'9". That's early for Mark, I'm not going to lie. I need Mark to slide for me to be attracted to him. Like as a pick is what I'm saying, okay? Caleb Johnson at the 6'10", like that pick a lot. In fact, I have him ranked higher than Swift. I don't know what I'm doing here. Judkins at the 6'12", Adunze in the 7th round, Pollard at the 7'12", which I like it there. I like it a lot. Evan Ingram, y'all are pushing some of these tight ends up. Damn, y'all pushing some tight ends up off the board. All right, Commander's Burger here. Looks like another Dynasty trade. One quarterback, 14-team start 8. He's sending away Rice and McMillan to get back Downs, Olave in a second. And I answered this one offline as well. I said I would prefer to keep Rashee Rice. I do love Downs, but I just think Rashee Rice is a league winner and like a pillar in Dynasty. But I said if you could potentially like change that second for a first and give like a little bit more valuable player, I'm not opposed to it. But I do prefer Rice overall. We got a trade question here from Fire Fist Pharaoh, which we'll look at here in a second. In the draft board, we have Jerry Jeudy in the 7th, Brian Robinson in the 7th, and Baker Mayfield in the 7th. All coming off the board. Now, I do think I could be regretting my Kittle pick just because I think I would have preferred to go Hampton there, Hampton or Walker. And then wide receiver would have been so much more natural in the 6th round. It's funny because I said I didn't want to go running back at the 603 because I didn't like anyone. And then everybody took running backs. I thought wide receivers would go hot and heavy. So it actually kind of worked out for me in a way because there's a lot of good receivers on the board still. I was definitely eyeing up Bo Nix there for a potential pick. As Dak comes off the board. Damn, y'all are pushing up these quarterbacks and tight ends, y'all. I mean, a lot of these guys are going, like, a lot of these tight ends are going multiple rounds later. Same with these quarterbacks. I love Dak Prescott, but y'all pushing some of these guys up, which I don't mind. I will take the discount on the receivers. And I will... I just love Deebo Samuel. I don't want to wait. We're going to grab Deebo Samuel here and see what happens on the turn. I just love Deebo this year. I'm going to talk about him in a video this week again, but I don't think people are valuing Deebo Samuel properly this year. I think the cool thing is to talk about he's fat. Look, he didn't run full speed during OTAs. I love it. I love that that's the narrative. I love when I love a player and no one else does, and the common thing is to trash the player. I love it. Yeah, Ricky Pearsall is such an easy pick here in the 8th round. And honestly, that was the entire offseason, not only for Debo, but also for Tank Bigsby. That is until like this week. Like a week ago, I was kind of on an island being like, I like Tank Bigsby and I'm not afraid to say it. And now it's like, everyone's like, oh yeah, actually Bigsby actually could be something this year. As Kelsey in the 8th round, I like that. I don't love going 2 tight ends, though, especially when you have 2 wide receivers on your team right now. I'm not sure I love that myself. Diggs was a great pick as well. Update on our like goal. We are currently about 11 likes away from 100, which is crazy. So you guys are 11 likes away from popping off another mock draft. Do me a favor. Smash that like button to show some love. Let's reach that goal together. And if you don't know, we are doing a giveaway for anyone who just jumped in today. All you have to do to win our 2025 draft guide, I know it says bundle, it's supposed to be guide, is like the stream and type LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND. We're going to do a giveaway at the end of the stream where one of you guys is going to get early access to our draft guide. But we have a question here from Firefist Pharaoh, and we answered this one offline as well. It's a super flex 12-team start 9. They're sending away Etienne and Smith, getting back a 3rd Higgins and Loveland. And I said, I think this is a relatively even trade. I do think Smith is the most valuable piece here, but I don't love the idea of going hard after a tight end in a non-tight end premium format. And then we talked about some back and forths. He said he modified his offer to ask for Montgomery instead of Etienne. And if he's asking for Montgomery, I'm going to keep the Montgomery side. I would rather send Etienne in that deal. We have another trade question here. What's up, Albert? Welcome in. If you guys want to ask a question on the Flock site, I'll have Nightbot send a message there where you can have the link. Cobb268 says, I'm deep at running back and trying to upgrade at receiver. It looks like they will be sending away Hampton for a 1st and Kyren Williams. It's a start 13 league. It's only a 10-teamer though. In a 10-teamer, I'm sorry, I don't want a random 1st and Kyren. I like Kyren, but I want the 1st round pick in Amarion Hampton, the guy that's about to be a part of the Chargers for the next 5 years. I get wanting to add the 1st onto it, but I'm not willing to make that deal. All right. Here's another trade from Chad Whitney, and it's a dynasty trade. It's a 2 quarterback 12-team start 9, and Chad is asking if he should send away Judkins for Harvey in a second. Look, I'm all for the idea of like if you want to get off Judkins and you're nervous about the suspension, but in dynasty football, you don't really need to make moves like this, guys. Like we can bet on the long-term profile of a player like Quinshon Judkins. And a 2nd round pick is not doing anything for you. Like I'm not moving off of Judkins to get Harvey in a second. I'm sorry. The profile of a Judkins is just far superior in my opinion historically. So we're going to keep Judkins there. If you're only getting a 2nd, it's just not going to happen. All right, so after I took Pearsall, we have Kelsey, Etienne coming off the board, as well as Addison, Myers, Purdy, Mason Cup, Warren, Tracy, Egbuka, Warren, Charbonnet, Golden, Njoku, and Jennings. So a lot of players coming off the board there. Man, there's so many receivers left that I like. The way this board is falling is kind of crazy. We can get one more question in here before my selection, I think. Hope 3K, it looks like they would send away a 3rd and Metcalf to get back a 1st and Benson. It's a 1 quarterback 12-team start 10. I think DK Metcalf is worth a 1st. So to add Benson, I think this is fair value. I think in most leagues, the max you could get for Metcalf is a 1st in Dynasty. So to get Benson, an asset I really like, I'm fine to take that deal. We have Spider Mike here with a question as well. We'll get to that after my next selection as Josh Downs goes in the 9th round. I love that. Darnell Mooney off the board. All right, perfect. I'm not the biggest fan of this name, honestly. Like, I am not a Javonte Williams truther, but all reports out of camp is that it's him and Miles Sanders running the game and that he should be the lead back. So I'll take my RB3 at the 9-10. Again, in hindsight, I probably wish I would have gone Hampton in the 4th round instead of Kittle. But I really don't feel good about my running back 2 and 3 here. So this is why we mock draft, because we want to get some practice in for the Flock League. As that's got to be an auto pick. But we don't undo auto picks here. I got a plan. I got a plan for my next pick. Let's see. Joel says, I'd take Kyron in a first for Hampton. Kyron is proven, still plenty young. Plenty young in a first on top. Yeah, I can respect it. Connor says, you don't think Swift is going to lose his job? Like, guys, I've been very anti-DeAndre Swift for the most of this offseason for Dynasty, and I still think he's a sell in Dynasty. But when we're talking about redraft leagues, we only have to think about 2025. Like, sure, like, could he lose his job? Sure, but to who? Like, this team didn't draft Cam Scatterboo in the 4th round, you know? I like Kyle Monangai, but 7th round pick. I know Isaiah Pacheco's done it, but it's not that's not the typical outcome, you know? So here in the 10th round, I am going to take what it has been my guy most of the offseason, Tank Bigsby. We'll take Tank Bigsby there as our 4th running back. But yeah, like, I understand, like, Swift could potentially lose his job, but again, the question is to who? Like, Rashawn Johnson is not a 3-down back. He certainly could have a goal line role, no doubt, and he could have a serious role in this offense. But I would be drafting no Swift if they took, you know, Tootin in round 4, or, you know, they got Henderson, or they got Judkins, or they went out there and signed someone. Like, even if Nick Chubb was there, it would make me question myself a little bit more. But the question is, like, yeah, it's possible, but who? And I just don't know who that who would be. Now I'm starting to sound like Horton here's a who, and that's a problem. Matthew says, I don't draft teams until a week before the season because you know some stars are going to get hurt. Yeah, I prefer to be that way, but unfortunately we can't do that in the Flock League. Yeah, like, I think that's possible, Connor, but it's not like saying, like, talking about Jamal Williams in Detroit. I think people forget, like, Swift was still good that year for fantasy. So, like, yeah, totally. Take Rashawn Johnson as one of your last picks. I'm 100% on board. I've been talking about that a lot this offseason. But if you're going to go the Ben Johnson route and what he did with Jamal Williams, well, DeAndre Swift was still good that year. Like, if that's the outcome, then Swift in the 6th round is not a bad pick. But Rashawn Johnson becomes a huge steal. And then, you know, so you can look at it a couple ways, I think. Dobbins was another great pick there in the 10th round. Kraft comes off the board. Higgins, Harris, Pittman, Tootin, Burden. All coming off the board there. Burden finally at practice, which is great to see. It's funny, I thought maybe they'd use Burden out of the backfield, but the reports coming out of camp is that they're using DJ Moore out of the backfield, which is pretty fun. All right, Spider Mike here with a question. What's up, Spider Mike? He asked this one today. He says, Superflex, Dynasty, 12 team, start 10. They would be sending away Goff and Higgins for Purdy and Hill. And this is a very, very, very easy yes to keeping. Sorry, no, rather, because you're sending away Goff and Higgins. This is a very, 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 very easy no for me. I'm keeping Goff and Higgins. I'm not even thinking about it. The difference in Higgins and Hill and redraft is nothing really, but in Dynasty, it's huge. Like, Higgins is not in the same tier as Hill. Sorry, the other way. Hill's not in the same tier as Higgins in Dynasty football anymore. So, and I like Brock Purdy, but Jared Goff is still a great quarterback too, like Purdy is. So, yeah, very, very easily saying no. I'm keeping Higgins and Goff there. Got a super chat here from Leo. What's up, Leo? Appreciate the question. He says, trying to decide who to put on my taxi squad, 1-year taxi. I also just Burden in a second. Maybe traded? Is he saying traded? I just traded Burden a second and Coker for Addison, Kyle Williams in a third. Yeah, I'm indifferent on that one. I really like Burden. I'm indifferent on the trade. But trying to decide who to put on your taxi, I don't know your team. But guys, when you send a super message, we can't see your team at all. So I don't know who your team is. You could put Coker on there. Kyle Williams could be on the taxi squad, but those are the only names I really know that you have. So I'm going to give you a free trade question. if you want to come, like, you know, submit that trade question and let me see your team and add any context on the back end. But I can't really answer that because I don't know who's on your team when you send a super message. It has to be like the trade question where we know your team, if that makes sense. All right, so in the 10th round, we got Pittman, Tootin, Burden, Shaheed, Blue Benson. I love Trey Benson. Damn it. I was hoping he was going to fall, not going to lie. Jared Goff in the 11th, Kyle Williams, Jack Besh. I love that Besh is getting some love. Love me some Jack Besh. Dylan Sampson off the board as well. Man, Brandon Ayuk in the 11th round is just mental. Wow. Brandon Ayuk in round 11 is insane. I mean, you can even put him on your pup and go to the waiver wire afterwards. That's just crazy. I'm going to draft Brandon. If he's there, I'm drafting Brandon Ayuk. I'm not even going to cap. If Brandon Ayuk is there in the 11th round, I'm going to draft him. Oh, okay. I shouldn't have said anything. That's crazy, dude. You can literally put the guy on your pup, like on your IR. Oh my gosh. Like the wide receivers that he's amongst right now is ridiculous. The Ayuk, man, the Ayuk stuff has gone too far. Y'all have taken it too far. Man, Ayuk was clearly the best player, wasn't he? Yeah, you know, again, just trying to add some shots at the running back room. We'll add Jerome Ford there in the 11th round, assuming Judkins is in trouble. But again, I appreciate y'all for being here with us. If you don't know, we're doing a giveaway at the end of today's stream. We're giving away our 2025 draft guide. I know it says bundle, but we're giving away our draft guide. And only 2 people in the entire world have seen this so far. You could be the third. All you have to do to enter is type LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND, and like the stream. And then at the end of the stream, we'll do a giveaway. I appreciate y'all for being here with us. As Najee Harris was just taken off the board. Yeah, I think Najee also is becoming a value. You know, with the whole eye situation, I definitely understand why. But I do think he's becoming a value on his own. I think he'll have a role. I really do. I think Marion's the better player. I think that'll be obvious, but I still think he's going to have a role. I honestly do. As Christian Kirk comes off the board, as well as Cedric Tillman. And I thought, you know, I can push the quarterback as long as I want, and I'll still get my guy, and I did, and that's Justin Fields. We'll get Justin Fields here in the 12th round. Justin Fields and Kyler Murray, both 2 names I was eyeing up there as my late round quarterback. Honestly, pretty happy with the way this team is shaping up. We ended up getting running backs late from rounds 9 to 11 that we like. And I can't say that we're like obsessed with our running back room, but I'm pretty happy with that starting lineup overall. Definitely some things I would have done differently, but that's why we mock draft, to get some practice in. And speaking of mock drafts, you guys did reach our like goal. You're incredible. So thank you so much for showing some love on the stream. We have 106 likes. You guys are... Wow. I mean, every single stream, we're setting the like goal higher, and you're smashing it, which is incredible. So we're going to jump into another mock draft here. I'll try from the 4 spot maybe this time. And again, if you want to get into our mock drafts, we are sending the links in our Discord. I'll have our Nightbot give you a Discord link. And Nightbot will put that link in there. But once you're in our Discord, under the LAN tab, you'll see mock drafts. And this is where I'm sending the links here. So I'll go ahead and can I just say, before I send it, if you were in the first mock draft, please don't join the next one. Not because I don't want to mock draft with you, but because I want everyone to have a chance to practice. So I'm going to go ahead and take note of every name that was in this draft. And if you join the next one, we're going to publicly shame you. Okay? I have no problem publicly shaming you. I'll do it. I'll do it. All right? These mock drafts should be for everyone. So let's give everyone a chance. Here we go. Drop in the link in 3, 2, 1. And you guys join up there. I'm sure that will join pretty fast. Has anyone joined double dipped? So far, no. So far, no double dips. Wow. I don't think we had a single double dip. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to you guys. Showing some love. Fritz says, what if I like being shamed? Yeah, well, that is, I'm not going to go there. All right. This is another one quarterback start 8 PPR format. Let's get this thing going here. And I appreciate everybody joining the first one. Let's get this second mock draft started. As Jamar Chase is the pick at the 101, no surprise. Then Jahmyr Gibbs comes off the board at the 102. What is up, Pig? Welcome in. I see y'all. What's up, Matthias in the building? Adrian's here. I appreciate y'all. Juan's in the building. Eric Gates is here. Morik is here. Johnny's in the building. Y'all are awesome. Thanks for showing some love and being here and hanging out. All right. So we've got Chase. We've got Gibbs. We've got Jefferson. I was curious to see if everyone's going to force my strategy or not. So you guys didn't. In this situation, for me, I will be going CeeDee Lamb. I actually have CeeDee Lamb. He moved up to my wide receiver 2 in my rankings. I think I'm not concerned about drafting Jefferson. I'm comfortably drafting him and executing the strategy we talked about today. But I do think the injury is enough, when you're really grasping at straws when you're ranking players this high, and something it probably means nothing for Jefferson, but just knowing that there is an injury he's managing heading into the season, I do just think Lamb gets the slight benefit of the doubt there for me personally. Can you kink shame a shame kink? I don't think you can actually. So we are going to go ahead and take CeeDee Lamb there at the 104. Then we have Bijan and Barkley, which is exactly what I would have done if those wide receivers weren't available. I know I want to execute my strategy, but if the clear best player available is a running back, I'm not going to, sway from it. Then we had Neighbors, Puka, Amon-Ra, Collins, Brian. And we've got people starting the strategy here, it looks like, with CMC, HN double RB there. That's a bit different. And then we've got Henry, Thomas start, a Genty Collins start. I like it. Bowers at the 204. That's probably more around where he should be going, if we're honest. Bucky Irving comes off the board. But again, I appreciate y'all for being here with me. Thanks so much for showing some love to the stream. We do have a trade question from Bowles, which I'll get to here in a second. I just want him to know I see him. As A.J. Brown comes off the board there at the 206. Then Mr. Ladd McConkey. Drake London also off the board. Yeah, this might sound weird, but I don't want to ruin ADP, but my best available running back would be... Okay, never mind. Let's just see how this plays out. We'll grab Jonathan Taylor there at the 209. So let's see how this thing plays out. Josh Jacobs comes off the board. What's up, Johnny boy? TBC. We might jump into some real drafts as well, some best ball tournaments. We'll kind of have some fun tonight. See what all is possible. As Josh Jacobs comes off the board there at the 210. In the first draft, where did Josh Jacobs go? He went early, right? He went the 204. Yeah, that was pretty early. Late second makes more sense, I think. As what's happening here? Is this a glitch? Oh no, T. Higgins comes off the board. I think Sleeper was just glitching. Then we get Kyron Williams. Why is Kyron going so high in these mocks? Like ADP, he's like late third, no? No, maybe I'm wrong. Actually, I'm probably wrong on that. I apologize. I'm probably wrong on that. See, like, look, you look at the board right now, guys. Like, right now, if you go running back, like Brees is there. I like Brees. Outside of Brees, you could just be forcing the strategy. I'm not sure that's the right idea, gang. I mean, again, the strategy I present today on the video is going to be easier to do in your home leagues and in your leagues without people that, we all know. Honestly, Trey McBride at the 303 is ridiculous. Again, I think some of us are forcing the strategy a little bit here. Yeah, I don't know exactly what to do here, so I'm just going to go with the best player, I would say, in Josh Allen. Yeah. Again, like sometimes you need to deviate. I think Brees feels much more comfortable when I'm in like the second half of the board to accomplish this strategy. But I feel like it's difficult not to take the quarterback one when he's available there. But I don't have concerns around taking Brees mid to late third. I just don't want to force this just to say I did the strategy. So, you know, we added caveats to that video and we said, look, you know, you got to stay water. How does the draft go? That's going to determine how you draft. But I appreciate y'all for being here with us as Tyreek Hill, Alvin Kamara coming off the board there. And right after I think we're seeing people try and force a strategy. I could be wrong. Maybe it wasn't a great day to do a live stream like mock drafting when everyone's forcing the strategy. I don't know. Maybe I could also be overthinking it. All right. After Alvin Kamara, we have James Cook, Amarian Hampton. I do like Amarian Hampton there. Jaden Daniels, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams. That's a really nice start there. Honestly, that 12 spot is, sheesh. That's deadly. I'm shocked you had those kind of receivers available that late, though. I think in most drafts, Wilson and Adams won't be available at either of those picks. I think, again, we might be trying to force this strategy here from today's video, but yeah. Commander Burger says, thanks for answering the question. Ended up sticking with Rice. No worries, man. I'm glad we were able to help out. Badaki is doing some family stuff. He's going to New York tomorrow, so he's getting prepared. I'm going to see his family, and then we'll see him in Austin. Fritz says, your strat is literally defining the meta. You underestimated your power. Maybe. I think the Trey McBride fall in both of these mock drafts was ridiculous. He went the 306 last time. And then in this second mock draft, the 303. Trey McBride should be a second round pick. Guys, honestly, Trey McBride should be a second round pick. Let's be 100% real right now. Okay? He should not be going that late. After Trey McBride comes off George Kittle goes at the 4-2. Then we have Marvin, Walker, Hurts, Rice. I love this start here from the 8 spot. You could maybe swap out Kamara if you prefer like a Hampton or someone else, but that's nice. I like it. Kalani says, watch your video 24 seconds after it came out. How do I tailor that to non-PPR? Non-PPR is going to be different, right? That's why I added the caveats to the video. Give me a second here to make my pick. We don't have to worry about quarterback anymore. Man, Mike Evans is still available. Jeez. I have a hard time not drafting Mike Evans there. Yeah, I'll take Mike Evans in the 4th. But yeah, look, every league is a little bit different, guys. You know, if you're in a league that has no PPR whatsoever and you know everyone's going to go running back, you could actually, like, logically, if you think about it, that means wide receivers are probably going to be really good values. But, you know, every league's going to be a little bit different. You have to stay water. And, you know, ultimately, if you can't execute the strategy because there's not a clear BPA at the position you want to do the strategy with, then it's okay to deviate, you know. Fritz says, Trey falling to me made up for my Puka reach earlier. Do you have two different sleeper accounts, Fritz? What's up, 50 Cal? Welcome in. That was the question, David. We were all thinking it. Is he going to draft Burrow? Not only does he stack it with Chase, but he stacks Chase Brown and Joe Burrow, as well as Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. That's a lot of Bengals right there. I mean, they're projected to throw the most passes per game this year. They're projected to be a top 12 offense. So I can't say I don't like it. But that's a lot of Bengals to be looking at. All right, again, we want to ride with our strategy, but at the same time, the clear BPA, in my opinion, is receiver on the board. Cortland Sutton, we're going to draft him there as our wide receiver 3. In case you missed the news, Sutton was just signed. I didn't think they were going to sign him to a deal like this, honestly, like a long-term deal. But Cortland Sutton was just signed today to a longer-term deal. I think, what was it, like 4 or 3 years? Let's see. I got it right here for you. Sutton was signed today to a 4-year, $92 million extension. So he is making like that, what Terry McLaurin is kind of making right now, 92 over 4, about 23 a year. He was great last year with Bo Nix. They didn't add any, like Evan Ingram is there, but they didn't add anyone like serious in the wide receiver room that would concern you. So he should still be very, very good this year. I'm going to take him off the board there at the 504. Luke Crowley. No way. I love it. Is this the OG, Mr. Luke Crowley himself from LA? Brother, I love you. I miss you. I hope you guys are doing well over there. I think about you guys all the time. Think about that LA fam all the time. Honestly, I miss having a community like that. It is not the same over here, Luke. It's not the same, honestly. But I love you guys. I miss everyone there. And I think about you guys all the time, honestly, like every week. Honestly, want to come back. I actually went back in, when did we visit? Me and Karina visited like 3 years ago to LA. But the day I went to HLA, I was like so sick that day that we couldn't actually end up like staying at the service. It was really sad, but I miss all of you, and I want to come back again and see you guys. Gosh, that community was so good. So many good people, man. I miss all of y'all. Thanks for showing up, Luke. Raw says, I was eagerly anticipating your video today because your strategy got me first last year. I love hearing that, my friend. Let's hope we can do it again here in 2025. As after I took Sutton, a little runner receiver there. Hey, Jameson, Devonta, Travis. Team 7 here is just going straight up receivers. He said, I don't actually care about any other position. Do you have to field another position? He's not sure. Then we see T-Mac, Pickens off the board, Laporta, Waddle, Pacheco, Ridley, Harvey, Addison coming off the board there. Johnny says, hey, I have to go to mow the lawn. If I win the giveaway, please give the prize to someone else who's watching. Have a good one. Thanks, Johnny. And I wouldn't want to be a lawn right now. I'll tell you that. Wouldn't want to be a lawn right now. It's dangerous out there for lawns with Johnny on the prowl. What's up? I'm going to call you Macia because I don't know how to say that. But should I have taken Sutton over Moore? Look, should you have? I don't think anyone can really say for sure. I think Sutton feels safer. Doesn't mean it's the wrong pick, though. Yeah, you know what? Last time we didn't go Caleb, and I regretted it. So let's go Caleb Johnson here as our RB2. I really like that there in the 6th round, actually. But if you don't know what Johnny's talking about and you just joined the stream, you know, maybe I haven't said it enough. Maybe I've said it too much. I don't know. But we are doing a giveaway today. All right, for our 2025 draft guide. I know it says bundle. I'm sorry. I'm a one-man show today. I'm trying my best. Our 2025 draft guide, we're doing a giveaway today. There's only 2 people in the entire world who have laid eyes on our draft guide so far because it's not available yet. This is early access. Okay, so if you want to potentially win the draft guide, be the 3rd person in the world who has put their eyes on it, all you have to do is like the stream and type land into the YouTube chat, LAND. That's as simple as it can get. But I appreciate y'all for being here with us and hanging out. I am getting so excited for the season. We are, Badaki's leaving for Austin tomorrow. He's going to Austin tomorrow. And I leave in just like, what, a week and a half? I'm flying to Austin. Crazy, guys. It's crazy how quickly all of this has kind of come together. It's shocking. And the fact that we're doing a draft August 16th is also mental. I don't know if I'm going to be prepared to do a draft August 16th. See, this feels so much better. This draft is just panning out so much better for me. All right, didn't force the strategy, got an elite guy in Josh Allen, and then Caleb Johnson and DeAndre Swift. This feels like the much better draft so far, I would say. WG says the 2025 draft guide was established in 2025. Yeah, I don't know why Badaki put that on the graphic. Yeah, maybe that should say 2020 because that's when we started doing stuff. Anyway, that's funny. By the way, guys, I would love to jump into a real best ball tournament with you guys and put this strategy to the test. If you have never drafted with us over on FastDraft, I am currently in the queue for a Rabbit tournament. That is their one quarterback start 8 tournament that they do over there. It's a 10-teamer. I'd love for you to come draft with me. If you have never drafted on the FastDraft app, I'll put a link in the chat right now. Download the app. It's very simple. I would love for you to draft with me in a real tournament where, you know, you can put your money where your mouth is. Very simple, gang. Download the FastDraft app. Use the promo code LAND. We will match your deposit up to $50. That's 10 free drafts on us, or I think 5 free Rabbit tournaments. When you finish your first contest, I'll send you my rookie report and my cheat sheet for this season completely free. All right? It's a no-brainer. Check out the link in the pinned comment. And then if you do sign up, please DM me because we're going to be drafting together all offseason. I would love to draft with you guys. We've already got a group chat going. Okay, I just said it one time and we filled the stream. Okay, so it looks like we've got some momentum here with FastDraft and you guys are starting to love it. But I'd love to draft with you guys. So please DM me. I'd love to add you to my group chat. We actually just had our group chat fill the draft together through the Discord chat that I've got. So we are doing a lot of drafts together there. This is a 1 quarterback, 10 team, 15 round draft. It's a real tournament here, real money on the line, $50,000 prize pool. So let's see how this goes as well. As Chase went at the 101, I have the 3 spot. Will I be able to execute my strategy? I should be able to. I should be able to execute my strategy here from the 3 spot as Bijan goes. And we've already got a start with CD, so we'll get a little Justin Jefferson share there. I will be back in a second and we'll kind of recap that as we go. But Jacoby Myers, Debo, Brian Robinson, Pollard, Diggs, Jennings, Pearsall, Nix, Ingram, Bigsby. Wow. Guys, Bigsby is starting to shoot up drafts, isn't he? 8-2. Last draft, I got him in the 10th round. That is 2 rounds more expensive than what we saw last round. So that's surprising there. As Mahomes, Mayfield, Kelsey, Egbuka, Andrews, all coming off the board there. I've got the next pick here. Yeah, what a weird spot to be in here. There's a lot of receivers I like. Not a lot of tight ends I like. So I could be reaching here. But I'm going to take Tyler Warren. I've heard nothing but incredible things out of camp about Tyler Warren. I think he could have a really, really good year 1. I really do. I think he could be way more important than we're all expecting at this point. All right, catching up over on the best ball tournament side of things. Again, in a 10-team format, the first round went Chase, then Bijan, Jefferson, Saquon, CD, CMC, Gibbs, Genty, Neighbors, Puka, and then Achane there at the 201. I cannot stop starting drafts with like a Neighbors Achane, a Brian Thomas Achane. He's always available in round 2 in these drafts. It's ridiculous. Or even like a Derrick Henry with one of those receivers. It is my favorite start, without a doubt, on this 10-team tournament, the Rabbit here. Let's see what Badaki... Oh, Badaki's here with us. I just realized Badaki's with us. Chinty and Nico Collins. He must be... I think he's preparing to leave for New York, but he's still with us. He said, oh, you're in a draft? I would love to be in a draft too. As I'm about to make my next pick here, we had Cup, Reed, Shakir, Njoku, Kyler, and Scattaboo coming off the board there. Yeah. I really want to draft Jaden Higgins here. Can I be honest with you guys? I really want Jaden Higgins right now. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draft Jaden Higgins. I was team Jaden Higgins a month ago. But now that we know he's dealing with that injury, I'm even more team Jaden Higgins again. All right, so we started our draft over on the Rabbit with Justin Jefferson. We're about to grab Jonathan Taylor. I have him in my queue here. So Jonathan Taylor is going to be our second pick there at the 208. And let's see what happens here at the turn. The cool thing about... It's cool. It's different. The cool thing about this tournament is that there is a third round reversal. So it doesn't make like the Jamar Chase start as stacked compared to like your traditional home leagues. So it goes from the 210, then it reverses all the way back to the 301 you see now. The 301 is now on the right side of the screen. So a little bit different there. So it makes the top end of the board not as overpowered, I would say. In fact, it makes me really excited when I get a back end pick. Okay, so after I took Higgins, we had Warren, Mason, Loveland, Coleman, Golden, who nothing but positive reports out of camp about Matthew Golden. Y'all been hearing that? Am I the only one? Then Javonte Williams coming off the board. Zach Charbonnet as well, joining him in the 9th round. Travis Etienne. Wow, this is the first time we've seen a round difference in ADP between Bigsby and Etienne, but Bigsby is ahead. Typically, it's the other way around. What's up, Alejandro says, can FastDraft be played from countries in Latin America or only in the USA? I can tell you that they're wanting to expand there. But I don't think it's available yet, I think is the right way to answer that. Here in the 3rd round, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are off the board. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look at this start. Oh, my God. We just started Jefferson, Taylor, Jacobs. Could we execute the anchor wide receiver double RB strat to a Q here in FastDraft? This might be the perfect opportunity to execute this strategy. It's a 10-teamer, makes it a little easier. As Adams and JSN come off the board, then Kyron Williams. Is there any elite onesies? Oh, can Jaden Daniels fall to me? Yo, can I get Jaden Daniels in the 4th round? I can get Jaden Daniels in the 4th round. Oh, my God. I'm not going to lie. This start got me a little hot and bothered, y'all. This start got me a little hot and bothered over here. All right, here we are in the 10th round on Sleeper. We have Harris, Ayuk, Williams, Najee, Mooney, Jaden Blue, Justin Fields off the board. And there's a player I'm targeting here, and he is available. That's great. We're going to take J.K. Dobbins. We'll take J.K. Dobbins in the 10th round as our running back 4, excuse me. Obviously, I am team RJ Harvey, but I think Dobbins is one of those, like, keep it simple, stupid type of picks. Johnny says, will Johnson start over Warren in the Steelers' backfield? I think eventually, yes. I don't think that should be the expectation week 1, but I think eventually it'll be impossible to not give him the workload. What's up, Parker? He says, what do you think about this team? Hurts, Achane, CD Rice, Evan Ingram, Zay Swift. It looks like a very good team, Parker. From just the outside looking in, it looks like a very good team. All right. After I went Dobbins, we had Kyron Williams coming off the board. Sorry. Kyler Murray, rather. Caleb Williams. Oh, my gosh. Then Ramondre Stevenson, Tootin. I have an idea for this next pick. I don't know if I'm going to be able to execute it, but I have concepts of a plan. Now, will I be able to execute those concepts? That's the question here. As Brock Purdy comes off the board. You sick son of a bitch. That was the plan. That was the plan. We're going to go Dylan Sampson here instead. You sick son of a bitch. We're also about to be up here on our 5th round pick in Fast Draft. We started Jefferson, Taylor, Jacobs, Daniels at the 103. And let's see who is going to be available to us. Haven't done as many drafts in this new version. By the way, the new version of the Rabbit is only $10 entry. It's still the same $50,000 prize pool, but the entry is cheaper. It's $10. Don't have any Harvey. I would be interested in adding his share of him. Ooh. Let's grab Travion. Travion in the 5th. So we have 3 running backs. A lot of testosterone in this draft right now. And then we're going to come back, and I'm hoping that one of DK, JMO, Worthy. These are the guys we're targeting this next round. Pickens. And if one of those guys are available, I'm happy. I could also go Sutton. I don't know if I tagged him. Okay, so Sutton comes off the board. That was one of my targets there, but we still have JMO and Worthy. And I can't stop drafting Jameson Williams. Maybe I should get a little more. I just love him. I can't stop drafting Jameson. So he'll be my wide receiver too. In a very running back focused team. I would love for you guys to come draft with me on Fast Draft. You know, these best ball tournaments don't replace your home league. It's just practice for your home league. You know, you get to jump into a real draft, you know, potentially win some real money. And the best part is there's no commitment in season. Like, you just draft a team on best ball, and then you don't have to think about it. It automatically enters your best lineup every week. There's no commitment. It doesn't replace your home league. It's just a fun, like, you don't have to wait to draft in fantasy until your home league is ready. You can draft right now, and it can mean something. If you have not downloaded the Fast Draft app yet, you can download the app, use the promo code LAND at sign up. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free Flex 4 tournaments on us, or 5 free rabbits. And when you finish your first contest, I'll send you my rookie report and my season rankings completely free. So not only will you have free money, you'll get my cheat sheet for the season completely free. Check out the link in the pinned comment of the chat if you want to learn any more information. But let's jump over to this sleeper mock. We're getting into the nitty gritty of the sleeper mock now. What's up, bro? It says, I'm 10th in a 14-man league. I kind of like getting Henry Ladd instead of going Neighbors or Puka in the first and then getting Irving in the second. I mean, for me, I would prefer to go Neighbors, Puka, than Irving in the second 10 times out of 10, but I don't think there's a wrong answer there. It's just my personal bias a little bit. All right, we're in the 12th round. There's not a single receiver that is screaming to me right there. So, yeah. You know what? Why not Nick Chubb? Why not? I ask you the question. Why not Nick Chubb? Why not now? Why not Nick Chubb? Let's come back over to our Fast Draft best ball tourney here. As getting a little run of receivers there from the 5th to the 7th round. Caleb Johnson went so late. Wow. We're about to draft a receiver here for sure. It's just what receiver are we going to add? As Travis Hunter comes off the board, we're definitely going to go receiver. Ooh, I have a plan. We'll start by trying to grab some Adunze here. And hopefully no one at the 2 and 3 at the 1 and 2 spot is watching the stream with me. But maybe they are. Olave's a nice pick there as well. Man, please. Please don't screw me. Anybody. Don't screw me over here, people. Just let me do it. All right, we just have one more pick. One more pick, and then this plan can come together perfectly. Don't do it, EJ. I'm begging you, bud. Don't take him. Perfect. So we took Jaden Daniels there in the 4th round at the 403. And now we're going to stack up one of our favorite players in Deebo Samuel. Y'all saw how that had that little icon by it? It already automatically shows you your stacks. So we started with only one receiver through 5 rounds. And now we've got 4. And our lineup currently is looking like Jaden, Taylor, Jacobs, Henderson. That's hot. Jefferson, Jameson, Odunze, Deebo. That's hot. I mean, shoot. Don't let me cook now. Don't let me cook. Don't let me fail myself in these. All right, last pick here on Sleeper. The last pick here on Sleeper. I feel like I should add a wide receiver, but I don't love any of these guys. I can look at the waiver wire later on. I'll just add a quarterback that I think could break out. We'll add Drake May there as our last pick. All right, what is our currently at? We can keep going back and forth between FastDraft and Sleeper if you guys. Let's set a like goal of 150. All right, this Sleeper draft's about to end. I am gonna just go over to our best ball tournament here. But if you want another Sleeper draft, let's hit 150 likes as a goal, and then I'll pop off another one, and we can keep this party rolling. We can do a little best ball, a little fast draft, a little mock drafts. We can keep everybody happy, really. All right, here in the 8th round, is there a tight end that's worth targeting here? Maybe Marky. Maybe Marky Mark. Ooh, I'll target little Evan if he's there. Do love me some Joshy. This tournament just released, by the way, so my exposure is not looking right. All right, we got 2 picks available to us that we got in our queue here. Again, after starting Jefferson, Taylor, Jacobs, Daniels, Henderson, Jameson, Odunze, Deebo. Ingram is the pick before me, but we are going to go ahead and draft our guy Josh Downs there. Continue to build up that wide receiver room. The best thing about best ball is I don't have to worry if Josh Downs if he has Daniel Jones. I don't have to worry if he has Anthony Richardson. I just get his spike weeks. All right, I'm fine with that. Jameson Williams, I don't have to worry about starting him a particular week. I just get his spike weeks. So the weeks where he has 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, he's going to be in my lineup. That's the best part about these best ball tournaments. After Downs goes off the board, we have Baker, Shakir, and Prescott. And we are going to start queuing up some players here. We'll take some Mark. We'll take some Mark Andrews here. 10th round Mark Andrews is much more comfortable. Where did he go in this tournament, this mock draft? The first mock draft we did, Mark Andrews went in the 609. That felt too pricey to me. So if I can get him, granted it's a 10 team, but if I can get him in the 10th round, I'm much more willing to pay that price. You know, much more willing. So after Dak Prescott, we had Brian Robinson, Mark Andrews, David Njoku, Tyler Warren, Cam Scatterbo, Matthew Golden, Judkins in the 10th round. Man, if he only misses a couple games, he's going to be a steal. How do I join these mock drafts? If you want to join the mock drafts, you need to be in our Discord. And then when you're in our Discord, under the LAN tab, there's a mock draft tab where we send out the links. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions there. Okay, so here in the 11th round, we had, after Andrews, Njoku, Warren, Scatterbo, Golden, Judkins, Mason, and Drake May coming off the board. Again, I appreciate everybody for being here with us. Go ahead and do us a favor. Hit that like button to show some love. We have a goal of 150 on the stream now. If we hit 150, we're going to do a third sleeper mock draft with you guys. So if you do want to get another mock draft going, that's how you can be a part of it, by just simply hitting that like button to show some love. After we see Kraft off the board there in the 10th round, in the 11th round, we have Lawrence, Godwin, and Reed coming off the board. Let's see. Who are we going to start eyeing up here? I feel like we can go true BPA at this point. I feel good about my receivers. Probably. Is there a running back we'd like to add here, maybe? Not one via ADP that's like screaming at me. Don't mind Dobbins, but like in this format, do I really want to add Dobbins in this format? I don't know. I probably prefer to just go Javonte. You know what? Screw it. Let's hit for upside. Let's go Zach Charbonnet. If a Ken Walker injury happens, this team is goated. I mean, let's be real for a second. If a Ken Walker injury happens and we're rocking Daniels, Charbonnet as our fourth running back, there might not be a single limit on this team in that scenario. Caleb Williams comes off the board. Let's see. Is there any tight ends that we'd like to target here? Maybe we'll push tight end back further and just grab another running back. Yeah, now we can play the safe route and draft like a Javonte. It's a stacked roster, y'all. Morik says, Badaki, you took Devonta Smith over me. What's up, Philly? Mike, welcome in, my friend. That is true. It is a the way the fast draft tourneys work is it's total points, right? So from weeks 1 to 17, it's a total points. So a bit different to the other best ball tourneys out there, but I like it. We do have a question on the Flock site from Bows. He says, appreciate you guys. So they're sending away Rice and Hawkinson. This is a 1 quarterback, 12 team start 8. And they're getting back 2 first-round picks, a second, a third, and Darnell Mooney. Let's contextualize this for a second, okay? It's a 1 quarterback league. It's a start 8 roster. It's a very small starting lineup. Start 8 is the second smallest starting lineup you can have. Okay? I think Rashee Rice is worth 2 first-round picks. So would I trade Hawkinson for a second, Mooney, and a third? Probably not in your format in particular. What I would rather do, like my counter to this in a dynasty league, would be, hey, I don't care about your third. I don't care about your second. I don't care about Darnell Mooney. Give me another first-round pick. Like, do you have access to another first-round pick? If not, then can I do like an upgrade at wide receiver myself where, you know, I move, let's see. Like, can I send you Connor in this and then come back and grab like Bucky, for example? You know what I mean? Something like that makes a lot more sense, but I'm not that interested in the picks in your type of format. Let's see. So, unfortunately, that didn't register. Bows, if you're just hearing this, I just scroll back 3 minutes because I just talked about this trade, but I think it's a relatively even trade, but I do prefer to kind of get rid of the nonsense and get like another upgrade. So like grab Bucky and then send back like Connor or something. But it's close. All right. Here in the later rounds of this rabbit tournament, as Shaheed comes off the board, Loveland was such a good pick there. Yeah, we'll stack Goff with Jameson. Get any of those spike weeks. Is there a tight end we want to target here? I guess Jake isn't a bad option. Jake just went, didn't he? Yeah, Jake just went. Let's have a look here. Definitely not Jonnu, but like I definitely like Likely this year. I like Strange this year. We could stack Ertz later on. Pittman's still available. Damn. I mean, I'm going to take Michael Pittman in the, 14th round? Come on, y'all. Y'all wildin'. Y'all crazy, kid. Again, guys, I appreciate y'all big time for being here with us. As Pittman, after I go Pittman, we see Tua, Chubb, and Likely coming off the board. Did Tank Bigsby go? If so, where? Yeah, Tank Bigsby went in the 14th round. That's a hell of a pick. Honestly, that should have been my pick at the 1308 in hindsight. All right, looks like a lot of people are going tight end here, so let's try and find some other options. Like, I definitely want some stocks of these rookies and like Taylor Arroyo. I don't mind the idea of like a Ertz here as a stack with Daniels. Chig maybe as like a last option if no one else is available. Let's go ahead and get some of those guys in the queue ready to go. What do we think about the draft, guys? Pretty much executed the strategy that we had in mind. Anchor wide receiver, double RB. I feel pretty good about this team. I'm not going to lie to you. Damn. Am I going to have a tight end? Okay, I'll have at least one of those tight ends available at the end here. All right, we're on the board here. And we've got 3 options. What are we thinking? Arroyo's really fun, but I feel like Taylor's the most set up to produce straight away. So we'll grab Taylor there. And the exposure is per tournament, by the way. So this tournament just released recently. It used to be a $20 entry, the Rabbit tournament. Now it is $10, but it's the same prize pool. Let me show y'all this. So if you were entering, I apologize. If you were entering the Rabbit tournament in the last month or so, it's been a $20 entry, $50,000 prize pool. It's now a $10 entry, $50,000 prize pool. So it's the same exact prize pool, but I'm obsessed with it. We can jump into another one if there's enough of y'all who want to do one. I was looking at my exposure for the $20 tourney, and my highest exposed players, Achane, Benson, Bigsby. Y'all know we love us some Tank Bigsby. Achane and Benson, I think that's pretty obvious by now that I love those guys. Unfortunately, we were drafting a lot of Jonnu Smith. We have not drafted him on purpose since he was traded away. We just had a lot of Jonnu Smith, and we kind of got caught holding the bag a little bit. But I would love to jump into another Rabbit tourney if y'all want to join me. Let's see. 7 spots remaining. We'll see if we can fill it up. But if you have never played on FastDraft before, I would love for you to come draft with us. Use the download the FastDraft app. Use the promo code LAND. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That is about 10 free drafts on us for Flex 4, 5 free Rabbit tournaments. And when you finish your first contest, I'll send you my rookie report and my season rankings completely free. So you have a cheat sheet for your home team, for your home league. You'll get some free money, some free drafts in. Check out the pinned comment in the chat as we have 6 spots remaining. I appreciate y'all big time for showing some love on today's stream. Let me just let my group chat know that we can draft together. I want you to give me your hottest take, and I'll do a little Q&A here, okay? I'll do a little Q&A here to end today's stream. I want to see your hottest takes. I want to see whatever questions you have. Now's a great time if you wanted to ask me a question to hit me with something, okay? Sam Walker says, "You're the best, man. I'm hyped for the season. Thanks for all the work you put in." That's very kind of you. Very kind of you. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to give you guys the best. That is my ultimate goal here. So I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support, man. Hard to run a stream by yourself. I'm not going to lie. All right. Hit me with some hot takes. Hit me with any questions that you have. Mork says Pacheco is a RB1. Meaning Pacheco will finish, what is that, top 12? Yeah. I could see that happening. He's one of my favorite picks in like a home league. Just because I think, you know, obviously like Kareem Hunt's there. I do like Rashard Smith a lot. But I think Pacheco, you know, I think they want him to be the guy. Coming off that injury, it would have been really difficult for him to replicate what he did last year. Sam says, my hot take is Jaden Blue takes over by week 6. That's a spicy one. Because right now, Jaden Blue is battling for RB3. He's not even battling for RB2 right now in camp. So if he was to win the job entirely, that would be pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie to you. Rohit says, I'm 10th in a 14-man league. You know, I actually did answer this question already earlier. But my answer was basically I prefer the Puka, Neighbors, Collins, and then Irving every time. If you're telling me you can start with a Neighbors, Puka, Collins, and then an Irving in the second round, I would prefer that every time. Again, the historical hit rates say wide receiver is far safer, and I think getting Irving in the second round is a great hit in a 14-team league. But I don't have a problem if you want to go Henry Ladd. I don't have a problem with that. I have my own preferences based off the historical hit rates. David says Kelsey's underrated. Could be. What's up, Hudson says, should I trade Brian Thomas Jr. for JSN and Hampton? Wow, that's such a good question. In a dynasty league or redraft? Man. I'd have a hard time not saying yes to that. I don't know about you guys, but I'd have a hard time not saying yes to that trade. Yeah, man. Hampton and JSN for Brian. I think I'm taking the Hampton JSN side of that. That might sound crazy, but I think I am. Chuck says, do I take Hampton at 2-3 turn? If you want to shoot for the upside, sure. I think there's much safer picks there, like Chase Brown, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs. I would prefer those names personally, but of course we know the ceiling of a rookie running back with round 1 draft capital. Johnny says Vikings will win the NFC North. Sam says, should I take DK, Sutton, or Ridley in the 5th? I wouldn't take Ridley that high. The only reason Ridley's attractive to me is because he falls in drafts. So if we're going to push him up drafts, then he'd be an avoid for me. But between DK and Sutton, I have them ranked very similarly. They're in the same tier. One draft I might go DK, the next draft I might go Sutton. But I think there's a lot of safety with Sutton. That's true, Mark. That guy to your right says, my hot take was Marshawn Lloyd would take over RB1 mid-season, but that doesn't seem likely now. No, that doesn't, unfortunately. That man cannot stay healthy. Taylor says, my hot take is fading all round 1 running backs, mostly drafting on DK, so full PPR. Sure. Charlene says, your thoughts on Woody Marks with Mixon? I love Woody Marks. Love him. I think he is the one that no one's talking about. Like, to me, Woody Marks is the guy that people aren't talking about enough. Everyone's assuming Nick Chubb. But whenever we've seen this offense operate, like, think about it in the past. Like, Dameon Pierce, when Joe Mixon went down, they didn't even use him. They used Dare Ogunbowale because Dare Ogunbowale fit the offense. Like, this offense that likes to throw the ball a lot, not very good offensive line, dump offs. I do think that Woody Marks is the better fit than Nick Chubb to this offense. So I think people are sleeping on him big time, and I would not be shocked if he ends up being, relevant this year. David says, would you rather Josh Allen at the 2-3 turn or reach and stack Chase with Burrow at the 4-5 turn? If I knew I could stack Chase and Burrow, I would just do that. That's very attractive to me. That's one of the best stacks in the entire game. Mike says, Treylon Burks released by the Titans after injury. Does this affect any fantasy teams anywhere? No. Unfortunately, it doesn't. As a former Treylon Burks stan, lover, unfortunately, no. It doesn't. At least 2 firsts for Hampton. I don't think you'd be able to get him for a single first anywhere, personally. So I would say at least 2 firsts on him. But guys, we did promise to do a giveaway today. That was our 2025 draft bundle. This is your last chance to enter the giveaway. You're getting early access to our draft bundle. Only 2 people in the world have seen it, and we will release it soon, but you're getting early access today. So if you want a chance to win that, all you got to do is like the stream and type LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND. And we're going to do this giveaway here in just minutes from now. And let me get a spin the wheel app going up here. Where are we at? Spin the wheel. All right. So I can confirm that we have 52 entries. Okay, now it's 55. It's going up. Some of you guys are getting late entries in. Doesn't matter when you entered. You still have a chance. We have 55 entries right now. All right, I'll give you a couple last seconds here. All right, so we're going to cut it off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and we're now going to grab these names here. All right, and good luck to everybody involved. Again, someone is going to win early access to version 1. I will say version 1. There's another version coming out, but version 1 of our 2025 draft guide. So 56 names, entered today. 56 of you have a chance to win. It is fair. No one has additional entries. So let's go ahead and say best of luck to everyone involved. And we're going to go ahead and give this away. Who is the winner today for our 2025 Early Access Draft Guide? The winner is officially EAW. EA Sports. It's in the game. If you know, you know. Is EAW in the chat? You here? If you're here, I need to know your Discord username, or you can DM me on Discord. All right, at Zach Savage, ZAXAVAGE. Or you can tell me your Discord name, and I can DM you. But great name. Anytime I see EA, I think EA Sports. I'm probably not the only one there. Anybody out there playing College Football 26? I am trying to limit the amount of time I play it because it is very, very addicting. While we're waiting on EA to reply, the only other thing I want to let you guys know is that earlier in the stream I said we're going to do it tonight, but we're actually doing it tomorrow night. On tomorrow night's stream, I can 100,000% guarantee you that we are going to be doing the first raffle for our community leagues. All right. If you don't know, the first league, which is a real league, real money on the line, we're going to live stream that on July 31st. Okay. And in order for you to enter that, our community leagues where you can draft with other people who are LAN members, right? People who care about fantasy. Like, the league is going to matter. There's going to be a little prize pool there. It's not some random league that you join online with people that you've never even, connected with in any sort of way. Okay. So you can join our live leagues with the community. We have a great commissioner, Rowan, who is running this for us. So shout out to him. But if you want to enter, the first step is by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. Okay. And if you don't know what that is, when you become an annual Mother Flocker member, you get a lot of perks. Okay. A lot of perks. One of those perks is, and I'll put a link in the chat where you can sign up to become an annual Mother Flocker member. Right there, that link, you can follow it. But you obviously get to enter into the live community leagues. You get our rookie report. You get our draft guide for the 2025 season. You get a playbook, which is a review of any of your teams. The Dynasty Trade Dial, which is a great tool for Dynasty users. You get a free trade question voucher, a free start sit voucher. You unlock our complete rankings, all the premium tools and databases on the website. You unlock our complete Discord. All right, so if you want to be ready to go for the season, that's a great way to do so, as well as a chance to get into some community leagues. So let me know if you guys have any questions. But tomorrow night, we will be raffling off spots for the very first league. So join us tomorrow night. I'd love to see as many of you guys enter as you possibly can for the Philly League, the first one of the year. EA says, I'm here. I need your Discord name, EA. What's your Discord name? Or you can DM me. Those times are New York times, right? Eastern Standard Time. So those times for the drafts, for every draft, that's all East Coast time in the US of A. Unless I misunderstood your question. But Yeah, EA, let me know what your Discord name is, my friend. I want to hook you up here. I want to hook you up. Oh my gosh, Brandon says I'm in a 32-team league. That's crazy. Jackson, Dart, Flacco. I mean, I feel like if you don't have a quarterback yet in a 32-team league and Dart's the best one available, you probably got to go Dart. New member, how do I sign in? Is this to the Flock site or is this to Discord? I'm not sure what you mean by that, EA. To Flock, if you're a new member on Flock, you can sign up for free with the promo code LAND, or you can become a member, like we said, if you wanted a chance to get into our community leagues. But this is a link to sign up to the Flock site if that's what you're looking for. Use the promo code LAND there. But if you're asking about Discord, well, you should be able to sign in through Discord with like an email. You know what? Why don't you just email me EAW? All right. Why don't you just email me there and I'll send it to you via email and just tell me that, you know, that it's you, if that makes sense. Yeah. All right. I think that is everything for today. Just trying to see if I missed any news, big news. No big news to end the stream. That's all right, EAW. Just send me an email to the email I put in there in the chat. Is that okay, bud? I know I'm calling you bud. You're probably older than me, or maybe you're not, but that way I can just get in touch with you. The Colts signed Rayman, their tackle, to a long-term extension. That's nice. That's pretty much it. All right. That's it for today, gang. EA, send me an email. I'll make sure we get that to you. And that's it for today, guys. Nothing but love. I'll see you in the next stream.